So by now, if you have any interest in guitar and you're connected to the internet, you are probably aware about the Giacomo Turra controversy. I've watched all the videos about the controversy as well. Rick Beato's video, Music is Win's video, Adam Neely's video. I agree with a lot, in fact, most of what they have to say. But I've also realized one thing. I've realized that they've missed one very important, very inconvenient truth about popular music, about what makes a good song. In fact, it may even make you question what you think a good song is and the reason that you think it's a good song. And I'm going to get into that in this video. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Ministry of Guitar. I am Utkarsh coming to you from Singapore. Now, about the Giacomo Turra controversy, I want to address it from a slightly different perspective, which will help you understand and look at the entire business of music very differently. And to do that, I will draw into my past experience because I spent 15 years as a marketer, a brand builder, somebody in charge of convincing people to buy their product. Now, when you are actually involved in making the sausage of marketing, making advertising, convincing people to do something, mass influence, so and so to speak, you realize that the world operates a little differently than you expect. You're going to ask me right now, what does this have to do with Giacomo Turra? It has everything to do with Giacomo Turra. So how does the world operate differently? We're going to start off with products to keep it simple, and we're going to turn it to music, but you will see it's exactly the same thing. When you think that a product is good, you buy a product because it's good, right? You buy a car because it's good. You buy a shirt or a fashion brand because it's good, so on and so forth. You think it's because you have a superior product, a better product that you're buying. What you don't realize is looking at it from the perspective of someone who actually sells product. Having a superior product is one tiny part of the entire package of getting someone to buy the product. It's one very tiny part of making the product successful. To make something successful, you not only need a superior product, you need superior packaging, you need superior media, and you need superior go-to-market. I'll explain what these things mean in a second. Superior product, you understand already. The product is better than another product. Sometimes you'll be surprised. You may not have a superior product, but you still end up with a successful product because of the other things being superior. Let's talk about superior packaging. It's very simple to understand. Let's take a bottle of shampoo, right? Because a shampoo is about the product would be very similar, but if the packaging is different, you're not going to buy something if the packaging looks terrible, or a packet of juice. There's a very famous marketing case study where Tropicana changed their packaging and it completely tanked the product, right? So packaging can be very, very important. Then there's superior media. This is the most misunderstood part of the whole marketing equation, because what happens is most people think that the purpose of marketing, the purpose of advertising is to convince you to buy something. And you'll often look at an ad and you'll be like, oh, such a silly ad. It didn't convince me of anything. I'm too smart to be convinced. What folks don't realize is that the purpose of an ad is not to convince you necessarily. It wants to, but that's a very high bar. The purpose of an ad is primarily to remind you that the product exists, to make you think about the product, to make the product appear more popular because you are thinking about it, because it has appeared in the mental space that you have, which has got hundreds of other things competing for your attention. Remember this point on popularity. So more repetition, more impressions lead to more popularity.
Repetition legitimizes. Repetition legitimizes. Repetition legitimizes.
Simple as that. Convincing you to buy the product happens sometimes. Like when people think something is popular, they tend to think it's good. It's kind of a very psychological thing. And the last bit, superior go-to-market, is how the product is brought to you in the places that you're supposed to buy it. How does this look in the store? How does this look online on Amazon? So on and so forth, right? So having a superior product is useless if you don't have superior marketing, superior packaging, and superior go-to-market. Know this. Now let's look at it from a song's perspective. What's superior product in the case of a song? The superior product, if you break down the components of an entire package that is a popular song, the superior product is the superior music. This is what we think of as a song. We think a song is great because it has superior music. It is musically something. Either it's got a quality to it, or Rick Beato can break it down and explain it. So we think that it's the superior product because superior music. But again, there are other things. Let's look at superior packaging. Superior packaging from a song's lens is what? Ever since the age of mass media, moment this entire music industry became visual, whether it was with MTV in the 80s, and everything that's happened with the internet in the last 20 years. What people have realized, and you've seen this also in the way music has evolved, is that it's not only about how the music sounds, it's about how the artist looks, it's about how the artist performs, it's about how it is brought to life. Which is why, starting the 80s onwards, the moment it became visual with MTV, you start seeing the creation of these manufactured bands. The band that Ricky Martin was in. By the way, I saw Ricky Martin last December in Dubai. Friend played it as a joke to me. I was not impressed. He's not a very particularly great musician, but Ricky Martin's one of the most popular stars in the world. Anybody go anywhere and they'd have all heard the songs of Ricky Martin. That's a great example of a originally manufactured musician. I'm not going to dissing on Ricky Martin as such. I just thought of it right now. But the point is, it became about how does the musician look? How does the musician perform? The whole idea of K-pop today is about having all of these beautiful looking people doing all of this amazing dance choreography. And it is all about the performance. If I talk to a lot of my friends today, say they went even for a Coldplay concert. So a good example here is a Coldplay concert was an Ed Sheeran concert. I was talking about this with somebody. And they were like, we went to the Ed Sheeran concert. He played a few songs, but it was okay. It was very normal. But we went to the Coldplay concert. It was an entire production. Or we went to the Taylor Swift concert. It was an entire production. Or we went to the Blackpink concert or whoever else it might be. So the performance, the production, the packaging of music is a big part of making a successful product, a successful song nowadays. If you think of that new song by Bruno Mars and the girl from Blackpink, I'm forgetting her name. What's it called? APT or ABT. Sorry, I'm not that into popular pop music. Same thing. The music video being pushed out there. Which brings me to the next point, superior media. Superior media is how many impressions, which is putting the song in front of people, putting the video in front of people, are you able to buy? Right? There's a lot of great music hiding out there. But if you don't package it correctly and then you don't buy slots, whether it is buying advertising slots to put it in front of people on YouTube, buying slots on Spotify to put it in front of more people, that's not the song, but not the visuals, but the song, or buying slots on other places to promote your song, right? Then it doesn't matter. You could have a great music in a great package, but yes, if you're not putting it out there in front of people and you have to pay to put out there, because in today's world, and it's not just today's world, ever since you had a mass media world, to get reach, to get impressions to more people has been about how much money that you can pay. And lastly, go to market. In this context, it's very similar. We know what the different mediums are for music, the YouTubes, the TikToks, the Spotifys. But it's really about how much money are you paying to put it out there, or how you are better using the social media algorithms, the way they are designed to, for the first 5 seconds to be critical, so that you can get the algorithm to give a snowball effect to your product, right? So what you think is a superior song today, in today's context, is essentially just a package, with the music being the least part of it. Now let's apply this to this Giacomo Turra controversy. From a musician's perspective, someone like me, the musician part of me, it's like, oh my God, this is terrible. Maybe there's a song of mine, it only had 57 views on YouTube, and then he took my song note for note, the music note for note, and then he is getting millions of views on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, and he is, completely, he's stealing everything from me. The controversial thing that I will say, without condoning what he's doing whatsoever, I do think what he's done is terrible because he's not credited people properly, is that essentially what he's done is he's found that there's a lot of great product out there on the internet, right? A lot of great songs, a lot of great undiscovered music, undiscovered guitarists all over the place. He's just found them. He's taken their music and he's packaged it. He's packaged it with his beautiful Instagram account, great visuals, great choreography or cinematography or whatever else it might be, right? It's no longer some dude, some creepy looking dude in the corner in his dark studio like me sitting and trying to play music, but it is well packaged in a manner that mass audiences, not just guitarists, can enjoy. So he's packaged it. So it's classical marketing 101. Secondly, then, of course, he's figured out how to leverage the social media algorithm, whether it's Instagram, whether it's TikTok, to get it out to more people. I have no idea whether he pays for views or not, but he probably does a little bit at least in order to get an initial boost. And now that he's built a social media following, He's able to do superior media and superior go-to-market, much in the way that we do for any product. So from a pure marketing perspective, what he's done is he's taken superior music and turned it into an overall superior package or superior product, combination of media, package, and go-to-market. So that's what's happening, unfortunately. There are two implications from this. One implication from this is the issue here that he has stolen people's music without crediting? Or is the issue here that he has actually turned it into a big mass package that people can enjoy? I'm a little divided about this because I think it's really bad. It's really terrible what he's done, and at the very least there should be revenue sharing with the people he's taken the music, appropriate revenue sharing. But at the same time, he's created an increased reach. So it's when I look at it as a marketer, I can see what he's done, and I don't know what that says about the marketing industry, but I can kind of see what this has done. And so I see what's happening, but for me, it points at a bigger inconvenient truth. And the bigger inconvenient truth is, as much as me and you and people who are real deep fans of music, who understand a little bit of how songs are made and work, as much as we are obsessed by the music, reality is that a lot of songs which become popular are popular and big songs because the total package has been there. It has not always been about the music. And this is not a modern phenomenon of the internet. I would say anything post 1960s, the moment it became about mass media, the moment it became about visuals, not just music. This has been happening in the music industry. So the songs that I heard in my childhood in the 90s and the 2000s, they were great and big. And today I consider them amazing songs because they invoke nostalgia and emotional things in me. But chances are they were not necessarily the greatest pieces of music, right? It was just because the entire package was done properly. The entire marketing package came behind it. Does not say that anything that became a popular song wasn't a great piece of music. I think there are plenty of examples. There are plenty of examples that broke the mold. Bohemian Rhapsody is a great example where they did not want to market it properly, but the strength of the product, the superior music was just so much that it broke through. Stairway to Heaven is kind of similar in a way, right? So this is not to say that superior product doesn't get through, and anything that is popular is not only because it's a superior piece of music. But chances are that a lot of songs that you and I consider popular and consider they're great songs, a lot of them are great because they had the full support package of superior packaging, superior media, and superior go-to-market behind them. So yeah, that's the inconvenient truth. A great song is not always great just because it's great music. It's great because of the marketing that went behind it and the number of people that were able to hear it to make it popular. All right, folks, let me know what you think, and I'll be with you next time.